is Monroe, Louisiana, the place to be for an exciting college football game. And we couldn't have asked for better weather for today's game between the Florida State Seminoles and the Louisiana Monroe Indians. Welcome, everyone. Brad Nessler here for EA Sports with my co-host Kirk Herbstreit and the coach, Lee Corso. We hope you're as excited as we are for this one. The Indians look like they're going to get killed out there. You got to think the same thing, Lee.
Oh, I absolutely agree with you, Brad, 100%, and I'll tell you why. Florida State has a running game that will absolutely dominate this defense. Kirk, this one won't even be close.
Coach, I think you're right. I think this one's a blowout. Florida State has so many weapons on offense, and one of them is their outstanding wide receiver. This defense better not blink their eyes, because if they do, he's gone.
Louisiana Monroe has won the toss and elects to play offense first.
Both teams are lining up for the kickoff, and we're just about set to get this one underway. Number 49 kicks it off. Number 30 fields it at the 7. Didn't get much of a return there.
Oh, that was a fine job right there by the coverage team. They stayed in their lanes, and they took good pursuit angles.
Ball on their own 15. Florida State lines up with 5 defensive backs. Back to pass. Lets it fly. He's got the first. Breaks one. Number 12 brings him down at the 35. And they get the first down on that completion, Coach.
That was a very nice first down conversion. The key to that play was the fact that the quarterback had plenty of time to look downfield.
Ball on their own 35. It's 1st and 10. Going with the shotgun here. He drops back. Guns it across the middle. Batted away. Nice job getting a hand on that one.
Yeah, really good heads-up play there to get a hand on the football by the defense.
Ball on the 35. They line up in the shotgun. Spin move. Tackle at the 40-yard line. Well, he worked hard for those yards, Coach.
Yeah, Brad, this kid is a hard-nosed player. He gives that kind of effort every single play.
Ball on their own 40. The Indians come out in the shotgun. Number 45 with a takedown at the 45. A pickup of 4 on the play. Fourth down, less than a yard. Ball on their own 45. Number 21, back to return it. Punts the ball away. And, guys, that was an excellent punt right there.
Yeah, Brad, nice job by the punter. He really put that one in a nice spot to pin him deep.
You know, Kirk, a lot of times a punt like that can really get the old defense fired up.
Ball on their own 13. The Seminoles line up in an I formation. Number 20 with a catch. And down he goes at the 16. And Kirk, that was a nice grab there.
You know, it may be simple, but whenever you can gain solid yardage, you're doing something right.
It's 2nd down and 6 to go. 4-3 defense. Number 0 gets the ball. No, they faked it. He throws it. First down. Number 39 brings him down at the 40. And he threw that ball in there nicely. Did you see that, Coach?
Yes, I did, Brad, and that was a good pass and a very good game.
Ball on the 40-yard line. It's 1st and 10. 4-3 defense.
At the 40-yard line.
He tries to spin, and they make the stop at the 40. He was stopped in his tracks on that one.
Oh, yeah, and that's because of the nice pursuit by the defense there.
Second and 9. Ball on the 40. The Seminoles go with the I formation.
40-yard line.
Brought down at the 49. He got a really nice gain on that run.
Brad, I'm going to tell you, I think the defense needs to make some adjustments. Maybe move 8 or 9 guys into the box lead. Maybe they could slow down this running game.
You're right, Kirk. Heck, I could run through those holes.
Ball on their own 49. It's 3rd and inches. 4-man front by the defense.
3rd and inches at the 40-yard line.
And he's stopped behind the line. Number 15 with a takedown at the 47. And a big change in momentum right there, Kirk.
Well, the defense is playing inspired football right now. The ball popped out, and everybody was on the ground grabbing for it.
Ball on the 47-yard line. 1st and 10. Number 23 lines up in the deep back. I formation. On the option. Number 58 brings him down at the 41-yard line. And he carried that one for a few yards.
You know, when you have a guy like that who can grab 5 yards or so consistently, it sure keeps some pressure off the passing game.
Ball on the 41-yard line. The Seminoles put 4 men up front.
41-yard line.
Gets the ball. No, they faked it. Throws it out there, and it's caught. Number 58 with a takedown at the 25-yard line. 1st down. What a pass.
Boy, that was a big-time throw by the quarterback. He did a good job of taking what the defense gives him.
Ball on the 25. The Indians come out in a shotgun.
1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Number 15 is going to be sacked for a loss. He went down hard there, Coach.
Yeah, they're putting a licking on that poor kid.
Second and long. Ball on the 33-yard line. They line up in the shotgun. Steps back to pass. He unloads it. Complete. Number 44 brings him down at the 12. What a play.
Boy, solid job there by the quarterback, recognizing the defensive coverage and delivering the ball to the open receiver.
And so we've reached the end of quarter number 1, and we're all tied up. We are ready to start quarter number 2. 5th play of this drive coming up. Defense lines up in a 4-3.
12-yard line.
Steps back to pass. He passes it, and it's caught. Number 44 with a takedown at the 1-yard line.
Face mask on the defense.
They come out in a goal line set. Play action. Rifles it over the middle. He's got it. Touchdown. And a nice connection for the score, Coach.
Yep. The defense can forget about it.
And he tacks on the extra point. Louisiana Monroe ready to kick this one off. Number 14 kicks it off. Number 20 fields it in the end zone. Ball on the 21-yard line. Louisiana Monroe lines up defensively in a 4-3. Complete. Number 45 brings him down at the 27-yard line. They'll get 6 yards.
6 on the play.
Second and 3 coming up. 4-3 defense. Drops to throw. Throws it out there. And it's caught. And down he goes at the 50. And he hauls that one in for a first down.
Boy, that's a big-time play. Did an excellent job there of getting separation from the defender, and he's able to pull down that pass for quite a few yards.
It's first and 10. Ball on the 50. Going with the shotgun here. Number 4, back to pass. He passes it, tipped away. And they do a good job at swatting that one away.
You're right, Brad. Excellent awareness by the defender to know where the football is and get his hand on it.
Ball on the 50. Going with the shotgun here.
At the 50-yard line.
Drops back to pass. He's looking for his man. And they couldn't hook up on that one. This is the 5th play of this drive. They'll bring in their dime package. Drops back. Gives a little pump fake. Deep pass down the left side. Incomplete. Fourth and 10 coming up. Ball on the 50. Number 87, the return man. He gets it off. First and 10. Ball on the 21. Defense lines up in a 4-3.
21-yard line.
Number 12 with a takedown at the 25-yard line. And that was a nice job of running.
You know what, Brad? If they can utilize a balanced offense, mix up the run with the pass, they should be able to get more of these 5 to 6-yard runs.
Ball on the 25-yard line. 2nd and 5 coming up here. Louisiana Monroe comes out in the shotgun. Drops back to pass. He throws it. And that one's fallen incomplete. He couldn't hang on to that one, guys.
Well, I can't blame him for dropping that one. Did you see how hard that ball was thrown? Wow.
Third and 5. The Seminoles line up with 6 defensive backs. Fires across the middle, and they make the stop at the 42. They convert on 3rd and long, guys.
Well, the offense coming through in a big way that time. How about the timing on that route, Coach?
Yeah, Kirk, the quarterback was able to throw to a spot, and the receiver was there to catch it for a 1st and 10. Nice play.
Ball on their own 42. Florida State lines up in a dime defense here. He's looking for his man, and it's incomplete. He just couldn't get to that one.
Well, he looked to be a little excited back there in the pocket. May have rushed things a little bit. Needs to be a little bit more patient, step up, make the throw.
Second and 10. Ball on the 42-yard line. Number 15 back in the gun. Lets it go. Incomplete. And an outstanding play defensively.
Yeah, he timed it perfectly and managed to get a hand in there to deflect the ball away.
Third down and 10 coming up. Ball on the 42. The Seminoles bring in the nickel package. Drops back to pass. And that one's fallen incomplete. Fourth and 10 coming up. Ball on the 42. Number 24, back to punt. He punts it. Number 21 takes it at the 20, and he's tackled at the 24-yard line. He couldn't make anything happen on that punt return.
Yeah, well, there wasn't much he could do in a situation like that. There were just too many tacklers around him.
Ball on the 24-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Louisiana Monroe comes out in a 4-3. And down he goes at the 35. Ball on the 35. Louisiana Monroe lines up defensively in a 4-3. He's got the first. They'll bring him down at the 44-yard line. How about that pass, Kurt?
You know, guys, one of the things often overlooked in college football is the relationship between a quarterback and his receiver. Here, you can see that these two are definitely on the same page.
They line up in the shotgun. He drops back, rifles it over the middle, and it's caught. Number 39 brings him down at the 19. He got up in the air and made the catch.
Well, that's all about timing, too, because if he jumped too early, he wouldn't have been able to catch that ball.
It's 1st and 10, ball on the 19-yard line. Number 20 is the deep back as they line up in the I. And they couldn't hook up on that one. Looked like he underthrew that one a little bit.
Kirk, I think he may have had a little miscommunication with receiver on that one.
Yeah, Coach, it didn't look like they were on the same page at all there.
Ball on the 19. Number 20 lines up in a deep back, I formation. He drops back. He lets it go. And it falls incomplete. He had it, but he couldn't hang on to it.
You know, there's really no excuse for that either. He needs to make that catch, Coach.
I agree 100% with you.
Third down and 10 coming up. The Indians line up with 6 defensive backs. Drops back to pass. Guns it across the middle. Number 87 has it. First down, and he shoved out of bounds at the 7. He jumped up and snagged that ball.
Well, the quarterback threw the ball too high. Credit his receiver for going up to make the play.
The Seminole set up in the gun. Drops to throw. Nice spin move. Touchdown, Seminole. And that was a good-looking touchdown pass.
Well, they did a nice job of going away from the strength of that defense.
And he hits the PAT. Florida State to kick.
Number 8 and number 30.
Number 49 kicks it off. Number 30 fields it in the end zone.
The kickoff is down for a touchback.
Ball on their own 21. First and 10. Number 23, alone in the backfield. Drops back. He's looking for his man. And they rule that one out of bounds.
You know, all you can do here is practice, practice, practice. And eventually that sideline will become like a sixth sense to you.
Ball on the 21. They line up in the shotgun. Drops back to pass. He fires right. Number 10 knocks it away. They got some good pressure on him there.
Yeah, but don't forget the fact that nobody was open. That was good coverage, too.
It's third down and 10. Ball on the 21. Florida State lines up with 5 defensive backs. Drops back to pass. Throws it out there. Incomplete. Ball on the 21-yard line. It's fourth down and 10 yards to go. Number 21 back deep to return. Number 24 gets it off. Number 21 fields it at the 41. And he didn't get anything on that return.
Well, the coverage team did an outstanding job at containing here. You always see this with this team. They're very disciplined on special teams.
It's first and 10. Ball on their own 42. They line up in an I.
At the 42-yard line.
Prior to the snap, false start. Loss of 5 yards.
Ball on their own 37. Back to pass. He's looking for his man. Complete. A gain of 1.
To number 88 for a gain of a yard.
Ball on the 38. The Seminoles come out in the ace formation. Number 4 steps back to pass. He's on the run. He passes it. He's got the first. And they make the stop at the 38-yard line.
Timeout called by the offense.
Gain of 24 on the play.
Ball on the 38-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Number 20 lines up as a single back. He jukes him. Tackle at the 36-yard line.
The offense takes a timeout.
Ball on the 36-yard line. Number 20 is the deep back as they line up in the I. Back to throw. Fires a bullet over the middle, and it's caught. Number 29 with a takedown at the 20. So they pick up quite a few yards on that play, Kirk.
Well, that was an excellent route, and he did a great job of holding on to the football.
Ball on the 20-yard line.
Timeout called by the offense.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 20. (4-3) defense. He gets it up, and it's good. Florida State to kick this one off. Number 30 and number 0 set to return. Number 49 kicks it off. Number 30 fields it at the 7. And he couldn't get a thing going with that return, Lee Corso.
Brad, let me tell you something about kickoff returns. They require good blocking and precise timing. They didn't have either one of those things right there.
First and 10. The Indians line up in an I formation. Number 91 brings him down at the 15-yard line. And we've reached halftime here. The score at the break, Florida State 10, Louisiana Monroe 7. Louisiana Monroe will be kicking off to start the second half. Here's the kick. Number 22 has it at the 5. Can't have him up. Ball on the 39-yard line. Number 20 lines up as a single back.
39-yard line.
Number 93 with a takedown at the 43-yard line. 4 yards on that play. Ball on the 43-yard line. 2nd and 5 coming up here. Number 20 alone in the backfield. And they make the stop at the 45-yard line. He was stopped in his tracks on that one.
Oh, yeah, and that's because of the nice pursuit by the defense there.
Ball on the 45-yard line. The Indians line up with a 3-man front. Back to throw. Lets it fly. Complete. Spin move. And down he goes at the 40-yard line. And they get the first down. That is unbelievable.
Wow, Kirk, this quarterback's showing some big-time nerves out there. 3rd and long, it's just like 1st and 10 to this guy.
Yeah, you're right. A lot of poise from this young man.
Ball on the 40-yard line. Florida State comes out with an I formation. Drops to throw. He's looking for his man. First down. They'll bring him down at the 28. And they get the first down on that completion, Coach.
That was a very nice first down conversion. The key to that play was the fact that the quarterback had plenty of time to look downfield.
1st and 10. Ball on the 28. Defense lines up in a 4-3. They're coming. He spins. Tackle at the 25. The defense just swarmed over him on that one.
Yeah, they were able to penetrate the offensive line and get to the running back before that play even had a chance.
Second and 7 coming up here. Ball on the 25-yard line. The Seminoles come out in a shotgun.
2nd and 7 at the 25-yard line.
Number 45 brings him down at the 25-yard line. And he was pretty much stuffed on that run.
You know what? That was just a nice job by the defense in stopping him before he could get going and build up momentum.
Ball on the 25-yard line. The defense lines up with 6 DBs. Fires across the middle. And it's caught. Makes a catch in the end zone. Touchdown. Coach, what can you say about that?
All I can say is that was a nice call. The quarterback saw the hole in the defense, and that's a touchdown, folks.
And he hits the PAT.
Kick is good.
Florida State lines up for the kickoff.
Number 8 and number 30.
Number 49 kicks it off. Number 30 fields it in the end zone. Ball on the 16. Number 23 lines up as a single back.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
And he's going to lose yards on this one. Taken back 3 yards.
To the 12-yard line for a loss of 3 yards.
Ball on the 12-yard line. Louisiana Monroe comes out in the shotgun. Drops back. He pumps once. Number 84 hangs on to it. Number 9 with a takedown at the 28-yard line. Nice gain on the play.
The ball was thrown perfectly. Good precision there.
Ball on the 28-yard line. The Seminoles line up in a 4-3. Back to throw. He throws it, and it's incomplete. Man, he had to get rid of that ball in a hurry.
You know, it seems like he's allowing the defense right now to control him by throwing bad passes under pressure. What he needs to do is make some plays and start controlling the defense instead.
It's second down and 10 to go. Ball on their own 28. Three-man front defensively.
At the 28-yard line.
Breaks one. They'll bring him down at the 36. He carried for a nice gain before they could wrestle him down.
Brad, if he keeps running like that, he'll get his number called again and again and again.
Ball on the 36-yard line. 3rd and 1. The Seminoles put 4 men up front. He's got the first, and he's taken down at the 48. Nice pickup there for the first down.
Boy, there was a great block there. The reason why that's a great block is because he got in the guy's face, and he do what they call chicken fighting. You get in the guy's face, and you kind of dance with him away from the ball carrier.
Ball on the 48-yard line. Six DBs in the lineup. Brought down at the 50-yard line. Nowhere to go on that play, Coach.
Boy, you're absolutely right, Brad. This is a great job by the defense in not giving him any room to create anything.
And that'll bring this quarter to an end. Folks, we've played 3, and our score is Florida State 17, Louisiana Monroe 7. And we're ready to start quarter number 4. 2nd and 7. Ball on the 50. Florida State lines up defensively in a 4-3. Back to pass. He unloads it. And it's caught. They gained 5 yards there.
Number 84, a gain of 5 on the play.
Ball on the 45-yard line. It's 3rd down and 2 to go. The Indians set up in the gun. Back to throw. He lets it go. And that one's fallen incomplete. Ball on the 45-yard line. 4th and 2 coming up on this one. They come out in a goal line set.
At the 45-yard line.
Breaks the tackle. And he's tackled at the 28. And that was a huge run.
Yes, indeed, my friend. What did I tell you guys? This kid makes big plays when they need them.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 28. The Seminoles use a 4-man front here. Fires a bullet out to the right. He made the grab near the sideline.
Those passes take a great deal of concentration because you have to catch the ball and make sure you're in bounds.
th play of this drive coming up. The Indians line up in a goal line formation. Back to pass. He fires right. 1st down. And a nice pickup through the air.
I'll tell you what, fellas, I love this kid's throwing ability. He's got a quick release, and he's very accurate.
They put everyone up on the line. Number 90 brings him down for a loss.
He is stopped for no gain on the play.
They're crowding the line. Touchdown, Indians. Well, he didn't have far to go on that one.
Well, Brad, when you get inside the 5-yard line, you have to rely on the offensive line and great execution. That's exactly what they did right there.
And he tacks on the extra point. Louisiana Monroe to kick. Number 14 kicks it off. Number 20 fields it in the end zone.
The kickoff is down for a touchback.
Ball on the 21. Number 4 lines up in the shotgun. Back to pass. Complete. Tackle at the 26-yard line. He got up in the air and made the catch.
Oh, that's all about timing, too, because if he jumped too early, he wouldn't have been able to catch that ball.
Ball on their own 26. Defense lines up in a 3-4.
At the 26-yard line.
He drops back. He unloads it. He's got the first. What a catch, and that's going to give him a first down.
Well, that's a big play for the offense, but I think the defense needs to play a little bit tighter in the secondary.
Ball on their own 42. First and 10. They line up in the jumbo set.
At the 42-yard line.
They'll bring him down at the 34. And he busted that one wide open.
You know what? Great blocks up front. You're able to do that as a ball carrier. I'll tell you what, I think the Sunshine Scooter, Lee Corso himself, could have picked up a couple yards on that one.
Not so fast, my friend.
It's first and 10. Ball on the 34-yard line. They use 4 linebackers.
At the 34-yard line.
Number 41 brings him down at the 30-yard line. A pickup of 4 on the play. Fifth play of this drive coming up. The Seminoles go with the I formation.
Second and 5 at the 30-yard line.
And he's taken down at the 29. Nothing gained on the play. Ball on the 29. Third and 4. Florida State sets up in the I.
Third and 4 at the 29-yard line.
Number 3 with a takedown at the 22.
Timeout called by the defense.
Ball on the 22-yard line. It's first and 10. They come out in a goal line set.
At the 22-yard line.
Spin move. Number 4 brings him down at the 16-yard line.
The defense takes a timeout.
Eighth play of this drive coming up. The Seminoles line up in an I formation.
2nd and 3 at the 16-yard line.
Brought down at the 13-yard line. They'll get 2 on that one. This is the 9th play of this drive. They put everyone up on the line.
At the 13-yard line.
First down. He's in for the touchdown. Coach, they didn't seem to have much trouble finding the end zone on that run.
What did I tell you? These guys can run the football against that defense. Look at that. That's beautiful.
And he hits the PAT. Florida State lines up for the kickoff. Number 30 and number 0 deep to return. He kicks it. Number 30 fields it at the 3. And he did not have a good kick return on that one.
No, some miscommunication there with his blockers. The coverage team just charged right in and took him down.
First and 10. The Seminoles line up in a nickel back. Back to pass. Throws it out there, and it's caught. Number 12 with a takedown at the 30-yard line. Nice gain on the play.
The ball was thrown perfectly. Good precision there.
Ball on the 30. Six DBs in the lineup. He drops back. He's looking for his man. It falls incomplete. Kirky just let that one get away from him.
Yeah, and you can see he wants that one back. That's a throw this guy can make in his sleep.
Ball on their own 30. The Seminoles line up with 6 defensive backs. Back to throw. He unloads it. Number 12 tips it away. Guys, he threw that one right into the coverage.
Kirk, nothing gets a coach more fired up than to throw the ball into coverage. Oh, wait. You never made mistakes like that, did you?
No, of course not.
3rd and 10. They come out in a nickel. Number 15 drops back to pass. Lets it go. And they couldn't hook up on that one. And he threw the ball into coverage.
Man, I tell you, he's lucky that defense didn't come away with that one. Whew.
Ball on the 30-yard line. 4th down and 10. They'll bring in their dime package. Back to pass. Rifles it over the middle. And this one's going to get intercepted. That's not what you want to do when you're losing this late in the game.
Nope. At this late in the 4th quarter, my friends, that was probably their last chance.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 46. Louisiana Monroe comes out in a 3-4.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Timeout called by the defense.
Ball on the 48-yard line. Louisiana Monroe lines up defensively in a 4-3. Defense is blitzing. Ball right around midfield. The Indians bring in the nickel package. There's the final gun, and this game is history. Kirk, any final thoughts here?
Well, it's obvious that the talent level of these two teams wasn't even close. Louisiana Monroe actually played a good ball game today. They just didn't have the horses to match their counterpart. They need to start recruiting to build this program back up.
Well, that'll wrap up another chapter in NCAA football 2002. And our final score, Florida State 24, Louisiana Monroe 14. Brad Nessler for Lee Corso and Kirk Herbstreit signing off. So long, everybody.